there is a version of Attack on Titan's ending that would have been dishonest. In that version, Eren Yeager changes. He grows. He chooses hope at the last moment. The story teaches him something. A lot of people wanted that version. They wanted the boy who swore to kill all the titans to become someone who found another way. What the show actually did is much harder and much more honest. It revealed that Eren never changed at all. From episode 1, he was exactly the person who would do what he did in the final arc. The show was never hiding that. We were. The Rumbling is the most divisive narrative choice in Attack on Titan. Eren Yeager, the protagonist you have followed for 4 seasons, activates a power that kills 80% of the human population outside the walls. He does this deliberately, with full knowledge of what he is doing. He does not enjoy it in a cartoonish way. He grieves it. He does it anyway. The fandom split almost exactly in half. People who found this ending a betrayal, and people who found this ending a betrayal, and people who found it the only logical conclusion to what the story had been building. I am going to argue for the second position, and I think if you rewatch from episode 1 with this ending in mind, you will see it too. Eren Yeager's first words in the series are about killing. He does not want to be a soldier. He does not want to protect people. He wants to kill every last titan. He says this to Mikasa when he is 9 years old. He means it with a completeness that should have alarmed us more than it did. We read it as childish passion, as the kind of vow a traumatized boy makes and later grows out of. We were wrong. That vow was not childish. It was a preview. Eren Yeager from the first episode is a character whose solution to the problem of enemies is total elimination. The story never disagrees with him. It just shows us what total elimination means when the scale changes. In the final arc, we learn that Eren saw the future when he kissed Historia's hand at the military ceremony in season 3. He saw everything. The rumbling, his own death, the path that would lead to his friends killing him. He saw it and he chose to walk toward it anyway. This is the most important structural element of the ending and the most misunderstood. Eren is not being forced into anything. He is not being forced into anything. He chooses the rumbling manipulated by the founding titan. He chooses the rumbling because it is the answer to the question he has been asking since he was 9 years old. What do you do about a world that will never stop threatening you? His answer is, eliminate the threat completely. He was always going to reach this answer. Attack on Titan is not a story about whether genocide is wrong. It knows genocide is wrong. The story is about how someone becomes capable of it and how the conditions that produce that person are created by the people who come before. Grisha Yeager fills his son with rage and purpose before Eren is old enough to understand either. The Titan system, the walls, the cycles of retaliation between Marley and Ildia, these are all structures that manufacture people like Eren. The rumbling is not an accident. It is the end product of decades of systemic violence producing a child who internalizes that violence and purpose before Eren is old enough to understand. The Alliance, Mikasa, Armin and the other survivors, killing Eren is not a triumphant ending. It is a tragedy that interrupts an atrocity. The world is not saved. 80% of humanity is dead. The nations that survive are going to rebuild, develop new weapons, and eventually come for paradise again. The show knows this. The final pages of the manga show exactly this. The cycle continues. The only thing that changes is that Eren is dead. The show's argument is that Eren is dead. The show's argument is not that the world is saved. It is that Mikasa choosing to end someone she loves, rather than letting him become what he chose to become, is the only human response to an inhuman situation. That is the ending. It is a tragedy that interrupts sanity. Attack on Titan is on Crunchyroll. If you have not watched it, watch it. If you have, let me know in the comments whether you think the ending was earned. I read everyone.